after that, the Sharks serve up an ace. Here's Byzantine. One of the best servers on the team, and she has put herself on the map as one of the best hitters in the Northeast. And they get an ace now. When you hit it that flat at that low of a hitting point, it's tough to get it in the court. Morales hits the tape and will get an ace. The server's best friend
is watch the tape. It's super, super important that kind of.
So that's kind of both teams towards their season averages, and there's another ace for Rutgers.
If you can put up a great defense, you can definitely win a game that way.
And Rutgers.
If another team is hitting at a certain strength, you don't want to do too much, but just kind of play smarter.
And an ace for Deerstad. It's her first of the season. Another look. And just miscommunication there.
Seems like the setter was calling for help.
Big question mark this year for the Sharks. Who is going to be that big secondary attacker behind Camelia Melendez? And there's an ace for Rutgers. A double-double tonight for Bolin, by the way, her first career. And now an ace for Rutgers.
We talked about her in the open. Gets the serve. And a service ace for Franklin off the tape. Badgers take the lead. Crowd chanting Gooch. He gets a service ace. And they hold up those ace cards once again. In the hands of Milwaukee, in the hands of Wisconsin and Yulia Orzel. And how about that, a service ace?
Guy like you
got it just right, RJ. And an ace. Maddie Malone from the service line. Gets this one away. And service ace for point number one. And how about a service ace to boot? First Panther with multiple kills. And a service ace this time.
Little trick shot can get fool teams any day of the week.
Service ace for Yulia Orzel. The Panthers weren't able to get a clean free ball over.
She's one of the mainstays in this starting lineup for Milwaukee.
Now this time
gives the Badgers a 6-point lead once again here in the set.
Back-to-back kills for Yulia Orzel, and this time a service ace for Lola Shu.
But they have not beaten Nebraska. And the ace for Harper Murray. She leads the team this year in aces, part of her game that has really taken a jump. Nebraska leads it early here, 11-5. Everything else is red.
Oh, it's literally just in. It's the first thing you see when you walk into this arena.
That's great. Breisinger with the serve and the ace. Sydney Breisinger with her 8th ace of the season.
This is exactly what they needed out of this timeout, some service pressure on the back line.
Of course, it was an ankle injury last year for Krause. And an ace. Is out to the quick lead here. Sorry, Sky McCune, that's 3. Off the tape, and an ace. Off the tape, and the ace. 21-20. It is a 3-0 run after that ace by Sky McCune. And Martin with the ace.
You know, when you were coming off of those 3 wins that they've had, the teams that they played really strong, good teams, but probably not as sizable as this Minnesota team, and it does take a while to get used to that bigger block. Kilter, that is what St. Thomas needs to kind of continue to push.
Hansen unable to get that one off the ground.
Lauren Galvin here working her way into it with that service ace. She's a really important part of this Tommy team, and coming off of.
Gustafson kind of mishits that one off the serve, and an ace for Minnesota. Kalissa Minity in on that one for Minnesota. Polabiek. They just watched that one go down. Kind of a perfect placement between the front and back line, and the Gophers with an ace.
Lack of communication, I was going to say miscommunication, but lack of communication from St. Thomas. And again, we talked about Minnesota trying to be more aggressive from the service line. It is a balance.
And we'll see if they'll be able to close it out, unlike the first set, as it's set point for Minnesota. And there it is, an ace ends the second set, and Minnesota takes control of this game.
Finish this set. We talked about that first set. They let St. Thomas come back in, let them make it a closer set than they should have. I think it was something like 4 or 5 set points. Here, took advantage of the first